Greetings and welcome to the drip. This is Scott. Yeah, we're here. Thanks for watching another video. If this is your first one, welcome. Appreciate you taking the time to sit there. Time is the most valuable thing that we have, that we can give anybody else, because it's something you'll never get back. It's continuously ticking, tick tock, and here we are. So thank you. Try to reel you in, keep you coming back for more, get you addicted to the channel. All you guys, gals, people that are out there in this world here, we come together, and this is what makes this channel something special. Keeps it coming to you, home of the 150% guarantee, where 100% of the time I'm going to be over 50% right. That's correct. Today, guys, we've got something a little bit different. I tend to gravitate towards EDCs, urbans slash something that we would carry with us on a daily basis. And this is a little different. It's going to be a fixed blade. I wouldn't say, well, it is kind of survival type-esque. It's the Gerber Strong Arm, just like the little thing above the video, below the video that says the name of it. Description would have kind of given you a little bit of insight towards what we're going to talk about today. By the way, I'm on Instagram, KC Blade Drip. If you happen to be on there and you want to take a look at some of my amateur stuff that I try to bang out there, I appreciate that. Thank you. On to the knife. Man, what a great weekend it was, or is, as we're moving. I know summertime, it gets up in the 90s. It's hot, sticky here in the great Midwest center. Drop a pin in the middle of the United States, and here we are. Luscious goodness, but yeah, it's hot. So, the Gerber Strong Arm, here it is. You can see it. It's sitting on the table. I haven't even touched it. This guy... Let me pull it out here. I think it's been a little over 6 years now since this first came out. And when it came out, this thing was amazing. It was right at $50, $49.99. And even now today, this is kind of like a jack of all trades. This pretty much is something that will do whatever you need it to do. It is literally bomb-proof. This thing is so indestructible. This is my second one that I've had. I got my first one. It was a few years ago, probably 5, maybe 6, when they were first coming out. And then through carrying, using, which I used it a hell of a lot. This was my go-to for a long time. It was my main fixed blade before I started introducing some of the other ones that I was using. And I mean, I don't know what happened to it, but I ended up losing it, which I'm typically very anal about my different types of gear that I have, and tools and weapons and things. I usually am really good about making sure that they're kept where they need to be. So anyways, I got this one probably about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. And I specifically keep this in my go bag. So if I'm kind of going out camping, or I'm out overnight, mainly being in the outdoors, more of a, I guess you would say, kind of like a field knife for me. But this thing, jack of all trades, awesome. Now, as I said, when this thing came out, as far as the price point, it was right in line. I mean, for $50, this knife, there weren't many knives that were going to compare with it. And as far as, you know, what it could do, as far as some of the specs, just telling you what the knife, kind of what it's about here. This is a full tang. steel knife. As you can see, I mean, it's got a pretty beefy, thick profile on it. It's nice swedge at the top. Not quite like a Bowie style, or Bowie, I guess, whichever you want to potato. But it does have more of kind of like a drop point, nice edge on here, very sharp. Now the steel that's gonna be on this is gonna be a 420. It's a high carbon steel. Has like a Cerakote black coating on this to kind of help that. And actually the coating lasts pretty well on this knife. Very durable. It's kind of, mine's just a little bit scratched up. This has been sharpened a couple of times, and that's the one thing about this steel that's on the Gerber Strong Arm is the 420 high carbon steel. It's by no means going to be like a super steel, but it does need to be sharpened. If you're using this thing very often at all, or in the field very often, this will need to be sharpened quite regularly, or quite a bit more, I should say, than some of the super steels. But it does perform very well for what it is. This knife, one of the attractions, still is one of the attractions of the Gerber Strong Arm, is it's made in the United States, right in Portland, Oregon. So with this 420 high carbon steel and the knife being made in America, in Portland, that's some good things. You know, I know Gerber, especially recently, the last few years, has had kind of some bad, little bit of, I don't know if it would be called press, but not, you know, people are kind of, it's hit and miss. Some people really don't like it, or the direction, or some of the things that the company's done. And me, again, I look at knives or different instruments that we may use. I look at them specifically for what they are. This knife I love. Especially at that $50 price point. Now, if you want to get one of these, I think they're right about $75. Now, at $75, there may be blades or knives that are going to be more specifically geared to certain tasks. So to you, that may be more beneficial. If you're looking for just a wood knife, if you're looking just for a meal prep knife, if you're looking for something specific that is a single tang fixed blade, then there's going to be other things around that $75 mark that you may say, I think that's better for me. And that could be. Again, this is more of a jack of all trades. This is just going to be that knife that I keep in my go bag, or you put in something that you're going to take out with you and you can pull it out. It pretty much is going to do every task, you know, and it's going to do it well. Whether it be some of the things, it can do food. You can use it for food prep. You can do fire sticks. You can do feathering with this blade. Very sharp, very effective for that. You can also do chopping. Very strong. Again, a indestructible knife. The tip, you can jab it in, you can work it around, you can flex it side to side. This blade, this tip is virtually indestructible. There are videos of people that are taking this knife out. I think there was like 10 reviewers that I had seen, and this was a while ago, that had this knife out and were basically trying to work it over and destroy it, and they failed. They did not destroy it. It was dull as hell when they were done with it, but they were sticking it in like 55-gallon drums, all kinds of stuff, working it around, and it just would not be defeated. It is literally, guys, this is a bomb-proof knife. It is a strong arm. So chopping, great for fire starter, you know, using the spine here, being able to use a fire starter flint and being able to get that going. So just pretty much an all-around indestructible, dependable knife in the field is what I recommend. Anybody, great for law enforcement, you know, it's not too big. The good thing about it too, look how kind of narrow it is. So if you decided you want to carry this on your belt, horizontally. They do have a horizontal attachment that you can put on this. It's thin profile, so it's going to keep up against your body. It's going to be easier to conceal. It's not going to be massive. You know, if you've got your MOLLE or some type of an outfit or rig or gear that's set up, this will keep it close to your body. As I said, law enforcement, if you're in the military, this is a great knife to be able to have with you as a fixed blade option. Perfect for those types of situations to be able to use and have. The typical sheath that comes with this particular knife, as I had stated, you can have an attachment where you can wear it horizontally, you can have it vertically. It's got a nylon bit to it. My sheath ended up being destroyed, and so I had a sheath just made that all I do, as you can see, and I didn't like this on it, so screw that. I don't care as long as it's in a sheath. So this is a secondary sheath. Somebody made this for me. I don't remember the guy's name, but basically I lock it in. It's secure. This ain't going anywhere. It is tight, 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 tight. It's the way we like them. And I put just this little dangle on here. You know, it's kind of a more or less just for looks. You know, just a little leather strap. And then I drop this, like I said, this is in my go bag. I just keep it in there in one of the pockets. That way, whenever I need this at any given time, if I'm out in the field, I just thumb and pop, and I'm ready to go. So this is just, I don't wear it on my belt or anything. I'm kind of particular about sheaths, and I pretty much just prefer it being sheathed for my my fixed blade, and then I just drop it into either my pocket or my pack or something. But so that's why I have this. The other sheath that comes with it, though, is pretty good for most people in most situations. As I said, it's got a nylon top. It's got a sheath that kind of looks like this. But the sheath that comes with it, you have attachments where you can scout carry it, or you can have it, you know, up and down, I guess, perpendicular to you. So different options on that. Very good. This particular knife, let's get a measurement on this thing, because I just want to give you an idea of how big it is. This is a rubberized handle. It's got like a diamond texture. It's got a nice striking pommel down here on the end. It's got kind of like a little, if you can see it, it's got a little point, which is going to help you if you are needing to strike glass or something. And it's not too like noticeable. You have the little lanyard hole here, but the pommel and the end of this here, the glass breaker, I guess, it's not too, I mean, it's not obnoxious looking. It's not huge, and it fits the design of the knife the way that it looks. The grip is very good. You do have a place where you can place your thumb and your index finger right up on the handle here. And with this texture on the handle, and you can look at my hand gripping this, whether you have gloves on, which I think long-term use of this in the field would be perfect if you had gloves on to kind of, because it's a little bit narrow. So if you've got your bare hand on here and you're working with it a lot, doing tasks, it could get your hand just a little bit. I'm tough. I don't give a crap. I'll work something over with my hand, even though they're, for the most part, kind of baby soft, because I'm a tenderfoot now working in an office, but I still get out and I'll work stuff over. But it probably overall is more comfortable if you have a glove on this particular knife. But you see it's got a nice proportioned smooth handle, which does fit in my hand perfectly. And it keeps you from sliding up the way that this is shaped. So you're not going to slip up. Well, I mean, you shouldn't slip up and cut yourself or endanger your hand. So that's a really good fit in the hand for you, and especially with that texture. It's almost like a, I don't know if you can tell, it's got a little indentation here, and it's kind of like a rubber material. So if you got it wet, dirty, this is going to help you have additional grip. Kind of feels like material that you'd have like in a floor mat in a car or something. So overall, really nice design, kind of flares up at the end of it here. And again, this tang runs full through it. So with the pommel and the handle and the particular blade shape, it's designed to be, like I said, it's just a workhorse. It really is. Let's look at the size. The blade itself, let's take a look at this, guys. 4.5, what do you think? Cutting edge is 4.25 exactly, look at that. Probably almost 5 for an overall length on the blade. But you got 4.25, a good cutting edge right there. The handle from the top to the bottom of the striker here, we've got 4.75. Okay, usable handle, you've got 4 and probably 1/4. Let's look at the weight on this. Get off there, hair. And this is going to be, well, I have a little bit on the lanyard. So I mean, obviously this weight is a little different, but 8.3. I don't think that's bad at all. I've got to be careful because I don't want that sitting on the table here. Yeah, 8.3 with my sheath, which I'm not sure, this is probably going to be a lot less than the actual sheath, but 9.8. So I mean, it's not, you know, I've got folders that weigh that much. So not bad as far as the weight goes. And then this is the type of knife that a lot of people, you know, go outside and they start demonstrating hacking stuff. I just don't, my channel is geared more for like a show and tell, or talk about it, or give you my experiences, my thoughts, and what it is in my hand. And, you know, I don't, as far as practical and showing the demonstrations and such, there's other videos, channels, whatever that may give you that. I'm just going to talk to you about the product. I'm not going to give you any bullshit. I'm going to tell you if it works or not in my experience and what I think and feel. A lot of my knives, of course, are knives that I've bought. They're in my collection, so I at some point like them. And so, you know, it's not too often that I'm going to have a lot of bad things or complaints. So the Gerber Strong Arm, American made, this is worth having. Now, again, if you're looking for a specific type task in a knife like this, you may find something that suits you better. But if you're just looking for an overall great field knife, if you're in law enforcement, if you're in the military or someone you know is in the military, great option. Keep it sharp. Keep it with you and go out there, do some damn good work in the field, and it'll be there for you. Other than that, I mean, I've kind of covered, you know, the options, what I think that this thing is good for. It's indestructible. It's bomb-proof. Jack of all trades. Guys, while we're talking, please remember the pets, remember the vets, all the gentlemen, all the women, all the people that go out there, they lay it on the line even now as we speak. People are in action doing things, different missions. They're risking everything behind the scenes. Love you guys. You are what makes this channel work. You are the ones that I am here for, to actually talk with you and you guys give me the audience, and I appreciate and thank you. I'll be doing more reviews in the future, more giveaways as we continue to grow together, guys, gals, people. And with that being said, please always stay sharp, and until we meet again, adios. I'm out.